Okay, we've got to get to the quiz. We've got to get to the quiz first. I was preparing myself to be very, very disappointed. It has to be said. So we had a dual quiz. Name that centre and name those teeth. So many of you got one right. And so many of you got the other one right. But very few got both. A lot of you thought that centre was James Collins. It wasn't James Collins. I'm gonna reveal it. Two people got it right anyway. The two people that got it right were Clayton and, hold on a second, I had it already here. Who else got it right? Clayton and Stuart Russell. Well done, fellas. And then somebody later on Twitter called Just Like My Dreams. Not sure if it's my mate Danny, but they got it right as well. But three people out of millions, the sheer millions of people that watch my videos. Anyway, I expected better, quite frankly. Anyway, name that centre. It was McCartney. It was George McCartney, wasn't it? Come on, you should have got that. The teeth. A lot of you said Ian Wright. The teeth was everybody's favourite statue, Louis Rigor Mortis. Come on. Anyway, so I've dumbed it down a little bit for you. I'm sorry to say, I've had to dumb it down a little bit. So today's, again, we'll do the teeth later, as the tea's mate said to the vicar, and we will do the who is that centre right now. So without further ado, it's who's that centre?
Name that centre. Ho, ho, ho.
Who's that centre? Who is that? Come on. I'm not expecting too much, I've got to say. This is, I think this is the harder one. This is the harder one of the two. The teeth are easy. The teeth are a tap-in. Who's that centre? Tell me now. Answers below. I'm in a funny position with the comments, though, because I can't reveal the comments until I can't even put likes or thumbs up or anything or hearts on the comments. People say comments because I give it away for the other people. So if someone gets it right or it's close, so I just don't put anything. So I'm reading them, but I'm having radio silence. Oh, clearly I'm reading all the comments, as you'll see. Otherwise I wouldn't be copying and pasting them up on the screen. Anyway, a bit of a struggle today. But one thing caught my attention. And it says, sorry, I've just seen. Okay, I've flicked on Clarity here, right? I flicked on Clarity here because that's where the story that got my attention was. And the story I want to talk about is Andy Carroll. That's what I want to talk about. And I've just clicked on the page, the laptop's just behind the camera, and it's an article about flip-flops. Says, I don't know. Let's read it. Let's read it together. I was going to talk about Andy Carroll. I don't know. I'm going to thumbnail this one up. What could be the title? I don't know. Anyway, the article says West Ham's flip-flop generation. You could probably see in the reflection of my glasses, actually. Where are we? This is from Sean. Sorry, Sean. I know I keep taking him, Mickey. I can't. I tell you what, Sean has got skin. Sean Webster's got skin like a rhinoceros. Anyway, earlier this week, I was called a flip-flop West Ham fan on more than just a podcast I co-host for daring to criticise the manager after the Sheffield United draw. So this is not about flip-flops. Damn it. I thought this was going to be one of those things about whether men should wear Crocs. It's a serious question. On flip-flops. Why do people wear flip-flops with socks, by the way? Have you seen... My daughter... They're not called flip-flops anymore. They're the sort of thing, you know, like if you go to the beach or the swimming pool and the lifeguards are wearing almost lifeguard shoes, but they wear them with socks. They call them sliders. She said, Dad, I want some sliders. And she got them, right? And they were furry on top. Sorry, I know it's taken a dark. It's not very West Ham, is it? They were furry on top, but they were like my nan used to have those slippers, and she put some socks on, some white socks. And then she's got these flip-flops on, which have got black fur on them. I said, you're not going out like that. She was. Honestly. Slide. Anyway, where are we? The term flip-flop is used to describe a fan who supports a manager to get a European place one moment, then changes their mind and questions whether he's a good manager basically after run of bad results. Flip-flop, I don't understand this. We live in a modern Premier League world where we want to expect instant results. We praise and sing the names of our managers and call for them to be sacked or replaced if they don't deliver. It was the same with Slaven Bilic until his second season. Fans seem to follow the same pattern with Pellegrini on his tricky second season. Gone are the days of a manager being given a decade or more to seriously change things. Can you imagine if Allardyce, the Jurassic one, had got a decade? Can you imagine? John Lyle had 15 years in charge before he was replaced. Ron Greenwood had 13 years as manager. Ted Fenton had 11. In a different era, Sid King had 30 years. Charlie Painter had 18 years in charge. Do we live in a flip-flop generation where managers are continually replaced in an endless merry-go-round? I don't think Pellegrini is involved in a merry-go-round. There was a merry-go-round though, and Allardyce was on it, wasn't he? So it would be Allardyce or Moyes or Pardew in particular. He was always one that would sort of get a job. Steve Bruce is the merry-go-round manager, isn't he? But I don't understand about the flip-flop. Anyway, I've wasted your time. I do apologise. Pellegrini reveals why Oggy was dropped. There's been quite a lot of articles since I was going to talk about Andy Carroll. Why was Pellegrini dropped? Pellegrini has admitted Angelo Ogbonna was omitted from Saturday's starting 11 in order to give teammate Fabian Balbuena a second chance. Oh, so it don't matter about the left foot anymore. Because if you remember, Ogbonna was put in the team because he had a left foot. Doesn't matter anymore. Now, second chance supersedes left foot. Okay. Oggy has been one of the Hammers' most consistent players this season. It seems a little odd that he should be left on the bench because of anything. He'd done well over a period when he'd been playing consistently. Balbuena was dropped after the 5-0 win at home. Was he? Was he really? Oh, sorry, they've not given it. It's not talking about us. It's not actually specified. Who won 5-0. Pelly admitted that it was his fault. And as a result, he needed to give the General another chance. Okay. There were different reasons why I made so many changes, he said. I say it wasn't the left foot. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Anyway, Pellegrini went on to say every change had a reason. Oh, that's fair enough. Doesn't it? Every change does have a reason. It has to be said. Oh, come on. Where's the Andy Carroll thing? Carol's hopes rising. And I don't mean the Christmas Carol. Andy Carroll is likely to be part of the Newcastle squad for Saturday's game, according to new reports from the City this afternoon. The City, obviously the City of Newcastle. What other city would it be? Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. He's been training this week. He's been training. So that's it. Which is a novel thing in itself, isn't it? But just imagine for a moment, allow yourselves to be cynical, fearful, paranoid West Ham fans, which we all have to be because we are West Ham fans. Can you imagine Andy Carroll scoring a winner against us? I mean, it would be number one. It'd be typical West Ham, but I would feel a little bit betrayed. I've got to say, and not because he's a West Ham fan. Obviously, he's a Geordie, but we have paid him a small fortune. We've paid that guy so much money. You can write that down below if you think about that value for money out of Andy Carroll. I'll be amazed if anybody says yes. The man was earning 90 grand a week. For most of it, he wasn't able to play football, and he was being paid 90 grand a week as a footballer. Yes, he had some towering headers. Had a particularly good game against Arsenal, as I remember, at Upton Park. Of course, he did the bicycle kick as well. It's not his whole career, obviously, Andy Carroll. You'd have to suggest that there was some sort of partnership bubbling whilst he was fit. With a number of players, he just never actually struck it up. Obviously, there was the big thing with him and Kevin Nolan, was what I was trying to say. But how often was he fit? Not particularly. But he earned so much money that I think it would almost be rude. It'd be very, very rude and naughty of him to try and score a goal against West Ham. Now, people will say, and this is what I don't like, it brings me on to the thing that really annoys me, because this is something I read. And it's the thing about footballers who earn millions. Footballers should earn as much as they do because they have short careers. And I think for a long, long time, I think I almost swallowed that. I think a lot of people swallowed it. But if you think about it, what's retirement age for a footballer? I mean, barring injury, a normal footballer. 33? Something like that? I reckon a normal footballer retires at the age, let's say 33, something like that. So what about you and I? What age will we retire? I would say, I think it's 67. Is it not 67 now? I think so. So it's basically double, right? So yes, it's a short career, but it's not 4 months, is it? It's half the career that the rest of us have. And we all start going out to work at 16, 18 years of age, same as a footballer. So if that was correct, then they should earn twice as much money. I don't know what the average wage is in the country. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. 40, 50, I don't know, 40, 50 grand or something like that a year. So you think, okay, 100 grand a year. Fine, isn't it? Takes it into account, double. No, it's completely disproportionate. These people earn millions upon millions upon millions. I don't know if you ever saw that picture of Andy Carroll's house. Did you see it? It had a pink sofa and... I don't know. Anyway, I can't. I'm not even sure I'll be able to get the picture to flash it up on here. But he had a mansion in Essex, and well, I say lovely. I probably wouldn't if I tried to decorate the man cave. You could tell I wouldn't decorate the man cave in a way that Andy Carroll decorated his lounge. I would have a lot of pinball machines and probably a lot of posters if I had Andy Carroll's money. But my point is, we paid for his fluffy sofa. We paid for his lifestyle. The least he can do is down tools when he plays against West Ham. Anyway, without further ado, before I take up any more of your time, name those teeth. Come on, that's easy. That is a tapping. Am I right or am I wrong? Answers below. Last one of the week tomorrow. Name the centre. Name those teeth. It's easy. I know lots of you will get one, lots of you will get the other. Is anybody going to get both?